HonorAir Knoxville is set to take flight again after months of delays tied to the pandemic. Flight 31 in mid-October is dedicated to women veterans. More than 100 are expected to take that all expenses paid one-day round trip to Washington, D.C. to see the memorials built in their honor. The all-female flight is a first, but tonight we take a look back at a flight in 2016, Flight 21, dedicated to veterans of the war in Vietnam. Emotion begins to well in Vietnam veterans even before their plane leaves the ground.
I plan to cry a lot. It's going to be one of those great days.
Bob Hyatt was 19 when he enlisted in the Army. He's now 69 and sharing HonorAir Flight 21 with 149 Vietnam veterans, many on their first journey to see the memorial in Washington.
Thank you.
From the water cannon salute and send-off to the surprise greeting by school kids in Washington, the tone of this trip is about to change. The rubbing of pencil to paper.
Another good friend of mine, I think the one I told you about the other day, Tom Metzger, on his panel.
And the whisper of war buddies lost in a far-off jungle fill the grounds of this memorial.
I got to lay my hands on one of my buddies and say goodbye to him, which I didn't get to. So this meant a lot to me.
A Marine who, in 6 other visits here, kept his distance, today finally touched the wall. What gave you the courage today?
My brothers around me.
I know 5 on the wall.
When men die, they cry 2 things. Oh God, help me, and Mama. I can hear the screams.
The memorial holds more than 58,000 names of Americans killed in Vietnam. There are more than 1,200 from Tennessee.
26E.
And Bob Hyatt is working to find more than a dozen he called friend.
David G. Williams, yeah,
Right here.
110.
110.
My goodness.
Oh, yeah.
It's not easy.
When it's time to leave this hallowed ground, there are signs of healing and the promise of a memorable homecoming. On their way home from the fight overseas, many Vietnam veterans, including men on this trip, stripped their uniforms off and left them in the restroom at the airport. Their officers had warned them to blend back into civilian life and keep quiet about their military service. This time, the community answered the call, offering these veterans of Vietnam a show of thanks like they've never seen before. What a day in 2016. Now, my colleague Robin Wilhoit will be aboard the flight devoted to women veterans set to depart on Wednesday, October 12th. We'll have full coverage that day, and you can also welcome those veterans back to Knoxville that evening at about 8 o'clock. We hope you'll circle that date. Robin?
I am beyond honored to have the opportunity to tell their stories. John, thanks.